Tonight in Dangriga, a wave of voter dissatisfaction is hitting local and national leaders alike. Mayor Robert Mariano, era Representative Dr. Zabaneh, and even Prime Minister John Briceño. A new survey by pollster and retired assistant professor Dr. Castillo shows support for Dr. Zabaneh has plunged dramatically. Remember, he won big in 2020 with 61% of the vote, and his popularity soared even higher in 2025 when he secured 76.5%. But Dr. Castillo's latest polling tells a very different story, one that suggests confidence in these leaders is slipping fast.
He's underwater because I think he's at 41%, which means that more at 41%, 4 out of every 10 voters do not approve of the job that he's doing. Now, again, we did not ask them why, but some voters, some citizens did provide an opinion. And then the opinion would be that in terms of accessing the area rep, that there seem to be challenges in accessing him, basically, in meeting him and those and that specific issue.
A closer look at the numbers shows Dr. Zabaneh lost support in Dangriga Town and Saraway, but he's still strong in outlying villages like Hope Creek. Responding to the poll, Dr. Zabaneh says he welcomes Dr. Castillo's work, but argues that data collected closer to election time gives a truer read on how voters will actually decide.
First of all, the size of the poll is relatively small, but still helpful. So I'm not knocking it in that sense. I'm just saying that if you look at the last polls that he has done, you could go back and check them out. They have been consistently lower than the actual performance. So in my view, I don't believe that the numbers are that low. But even if they were, it is good to know so that you can take action.
One of the things that people were saying is that you're hard to access.
Yes, and that's the one that seems farthest from the truth. I am one of the very consistent area representatives that have office hours. So on Thursdays, like for example, tomorrow, I have my office, I am at the office. I have an office that is open from Monday to Friday. So persons can go and they do go in. So besides the office hours on the Thursdays, I also visit on Saturdays, because we have Dangriga, Saraway, and Hope Creek.
Voters were also asked how they feel about the job Dangriga Mayor Mariano is doing. He first won the mayoral seat with 51% of the vote in 2021 and boosted his support to 63% in 2024. But today his approval shows a slight dip from where he started back in 2021.
He faces election next year, 2027. So what the poll found this year is that he's back around, I think it's 48.9% or just about 50%. So he's in that range. But then a poll has something called a margin of error, meaning that the 48% could be as high as 48 plus 6, because I think the margin of error was 6.8%, or 48 minus 6. And then again, if you look carefully at the numbers, 17% did not have an opinion. They said not sure or they're uncertain.
Voters also pointed to some persistent concerns in the municipality. They want better streets, improved garbage collection, and real action on unemployment, which many say remain a consistent challenge. When we reached out to Mayor Mariano for a response, he told us, quote, "I am appreciative of Dr. Castillo, and although the next town council elections are a little over a year away, and notwithstanding a lot of change within that time, I am humbled by the favorable poll survey and results at this point in time. We are grateful for the public opinion and will do whatever we can to address their concerns." But the most striking number in this poll is the Prime Minister's approval rating in Dangriga. When voters were asked whether they approve of the job Prime Minister John Briceño is doing, just over half said they do not.
I think it's only 20%. That's 1 in every 5 voters approve of the job that the Prime Minister is doing as Prime Minister. A similar percentage are not sure, but a substantially larger percentage say that they do not approve of the job that he's doing at this point in time.
Is that, based on your observation, a decrease in his approval ratings in Dangriga?
No, I can't answer that question because, to the best of my knowledge, this is the first ever poll being done of the approval rating of the Prime Minister. So there's no comparable data.
For the Prime Minister, though, this poll may not move the needle. His political fate ultimately rests with voters in Orange Walk Central, the constituency that decides his future at the ballot box. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.